In this tutorial, I'm going to introduce Caristix Workgroup. Unlike other HL7 software, Workgroup moves you from the message level to the system level. In this tutorial, we're going to see how to cover whole systems and not just messages. You'll also learn what you can do with Workgroup to speed up your interface deliveries, whether you're an analyst, developer, tester, or manager. First, the document library. This is what you see when you first launch Workgroup. And this is where you'll keep your HL7 project-related information in folders, just like Windows. Create folders for different clients or different systems. Add your interfacing assets as you build them, and these can include profiles or specifications, gap analyses, test scenarios, de-identification rules, and search and filter rules. Keep them in the document library so these assets can be shared across your entire team. The next thing we'll cover is profiles. A profile is essentially your HL7 system specification. Workgroup can build a profile automatically for you from HL7 messages. Instead of relying on an outdated vendor spec, you can build your own using real-world messages. Use the reverse engineering wizard to create a profile. Your profile contains your message structure and data, and it's organized for you. You can do a deep dive into a field or a table containing field values. You can also get a full list of data types. After creating a profile, you might need to export it. You can export the profile to Word to share as documentation. Remember, it's up to date and it reflects real values. If you have a Caristix connector, you can export the profile to integration engines such as Rhapsody, Ensemble, and Iguana. And this saves you from having to code the schema or the system within the engine. When you're building an interface, you need to understand both the inbound and outbound systems and capture the gaps between the two. Use the gap analysis workbench for this work. Once you've identified your gaps, you can export your work to Excel. Your gaps then become a list of requirements for your interface. After building profiles and running the gap analysis to code your initial interface, you'll want to test your interface. Use the automated testing capabilities in Workgroup to set up message-based tests you can run over and over again. You'll also want to populate your test system with realistic messages. Use the de-identification capability to remove PHI from HL7 messages and replace sensitive data. Keep the flow of data so an admit happens before a discharge, and your data stays plausible. Once you've got the interface up and running, you'll sometimes need to do a deeper dive into the messages and data. The search and filter feature lets you search and filter messages for troubleshooting, and you can also run data distributions to mine the data. And now we've covered the main features in Workgroup.